Most people think their LinkedIn profile is good enough. Newsflash, it's not. Sorry, not sorry, but it's not. So how do you know if it is or it isn't? Are you getting leads every week? When you send connection requests and messages, do the majority of people respond? If yes, then good job. Your profile is probably optimized. If not, then you need to work on your profile before you work on your messaging or your content. Every single thing, every interaction, every first step of social selling is all about your profile. And if it's not optimized, you actually could be scaring prospects away instead of attracting them. Your LinkedIn profile is not just a glorified resume. It is your #1 trust asset. And it can become your #1 lead generation tool if you set it up properly. You need to think of it as your landing page, your mini website, the home of your personal brand that does all the pre-selling before you even talk to a prospect. I am such a big believer in the power of an optimized LinkedIn profile that my team and I built an AI tool, Lumi, the AI profile builder, that generates buyer-ready copy in under 5 minutes. Why did I do such a thing? Because I have spent the last 8+ years working with sales teams, founders, consultants, B2B pros on LinkedIn, driving revenue, driving opportunities, and building their personal brands. And it all starts with their profile. And I saw so many profiles that were so not right and we're scaring prospects away, and we were spending time helping our clients with it. So thanks to the power of AI, we went ahead and built a tool, Lumi, that gives you optimized profile content in under 5 minutes. You can check it out at the link below. But regardless, I'm going to spend this video walking through the 7 steps you need to take right now to optimize your LinkedIn profile so you attract prospects, not scare them away. The first is your headline. Now, this is prime real estate. You should not waste it with your job title. A lot of sellers and even founders literally put their job title as the very first thing people see in their headline. You don't want to do that. Why? Because it doesn't tell prospects how they help you. And when you're on LinkedIn and you're sending outreach, people are only going to see the first few words of your headline. So you need to make it count. I'm going to show you a couple of examples now of headlines that perform well and that are optimized. And one of them is mine and one of them is a seller. Before I show you that, I need you to remember 3 things: who you help, what you do, and the value that you provide to people. What are the benefits? If you can somehow weave those 3 things into your profile headline, you're golden. Also, try to add in a little personal touch so people feel like you're a human being and not a robot. So let me show you 2 examples right now. The first one, of course, is mine. So I instantly start off with keywords of exactly what I do: LinkedIn and Sales Nav Fast Track for teams and founders. Trainer plus speaker, founder 15 years. I put my company name, names, and then this is my personal bit right here: island nomad living the GTM life. So that is mine. So it is instantly crystal clear what I do and how I help people. And I am weaving in a little bit about me, my companies, and what I do outside of work. Now I want to show you Kennard. Kennard is a rep that I trained at Avalara, and I'm showing you his profile because it's really simple. So mine, you could say, is a bit aggressive, but this is what I do for a living. So my profile has got a lot going on, but this is what I do. This is what I've been doing, like I said, for 8+ years, specifically helping people and teams with LinkedIn. So I got a lot going on here. You don't have to do that. That's why I'm showing you Kennard. Kennard only has 534 connections on here, and he's making things happen on LinkedIn. He went from having hardly anything on his profile to a completely optimized profile, yet it's really simple. So Kennard and his team went through my training, and they also used my Lumi AI profile builder. And I'm gonna show you his headline right here and the rest of his profile here in a second: eliminating tax pains, reducing manual tasks with automation. So he doesn't have a ton, but his keyword is right out of the gate: eliminating tax pains. Very first thing. So when he's reaching out to prospects, they're going to know what he does. Very simple. He even adds a little emoji, couple of emojis. So headline, 2 examples for you. Completely different examples to give you an idea. It doesn't have to be aggressive like mine with a bunch of words. It can literally be as simple as Kennard's here. But this is the #1 mistake that a lot of people make on LinkedIn, especially sellers, is they just put their job title. And I'm telling you right now, #1 way to get prospects to ignore you is by literally just putting SDR in your profile, or BDR, or ADR, or whatever your role is as a salesperson. If you're going to put your role Put it at the end. Do not put it at the beginning. Unless you're an executive, a C-suite, that's fine. You guys have different rules. You can put it at the beginning. But if you are in sales, if your job is to drive revenue on LinkedIn, this could be founders, consultants, anyone in sales, please move your job title to the end or don't even put it at all. The second part you need to optimize on your profile is your beautiful face and your cover photo. So if you go to my profile, you can see I have a smiling headshot and a branded cover photo background with a call to action. So I'm telling people about my program, LinkedIn Profile Profits, and I have a course here that's free and I link to that. So I have call to actions and then I have some trust signals with the media outlets that I've been mentioned in. And I even make my background of my headshot match the cover photo as well. Now, Canard just uses a branded company background. So if you work for a company, chances are they give you a lot of different backgrounds to choose from. You can pick one, or you can just pick a pretty landscape that is high res. So if you're gonna choose a photo, try not to have a bunch of people in the photo unless it's like your team and it looks good. But it needs to be clear and high resolution and look good. So it doesn't have to be branded at all. It can literally just be a picture of mountains if you want it, but you need to have both. You need to have your headshot and you need to have a cover photo. The third part of your profile you need to optimize is your about section. So after you optimize your headline, you need to move on to your about section, and that should tell people exactly what it is you do and how you help them. This is not an area for you to say that you have 25 years of experience doing ABC and listing out a bullet point list of all of your skills. Now, you can still say you have 25 years of experience if you want, but that needs to be towards the end. The very first sentence needs to be an elevator pitch saying exactly what you do at your company, because a lot of people do not click that see more button, and you still need to fill out your entire profile, your entire about section. You can weave in your personal story, but the beginning needs to talk about what you do. So here is mine. Thousands of B2B sellers have used my playbook to go from lurking to leading on LinkedIn and land more meetings without sounding like bots. Very, very crystal clear. Then I get into, after 15 plus years of building successful online brands, I now help B2B professionals and teams master social selling. So people don't even have to click the see more button to know exactly what it is that I do. Canard over here. I help companies achieve tax compliance, providing seamless and automated solutions that cater to businesses of all sizes across various industries. And then he lists the industries. And then he goes in with Avalara, companies can, and then he lists it out. These are the things that Avalara helps companies do. This is what they do. They integrate with these ERP systems. And then he has a very simple call to action. This is a simple about section, but it's crystal clear what it is Canard does and the value he's providing to clients. Now, with mine, per usual, it's a little bit more aggressive. There's a little bit more going on, but it's following the same concept that I'm showing you right now. I'm saying what it is I do. Here's how it works. Lumi AI, instantly upgrade your profile and auto-generate content that sells. Then I go through everything. My modern social seller system, live training, my AI coach Mandy I built, Slack community, KPI plans, et cetera, trusted by these teams that we work with. And I go through it. And to make it a little bit more personal, I talk about my path as an entrepreneur and how I started out in sales and how I started out, as an entrepreneur in my business. And then I say when I'm not training or building something new, I'm traveling as a digital nomad, probably on an island. Ask me what country I'm visiting next. So this is humanizing me as a professional. And I always tell people to try to do this if you can in your profile. What do you like to do outside of work? And if you use our Lumi AI tool to optimize your profile, it does the same thing. It's gonna ask you questions. What do you do? What are your hobbies? At the end, it's gonna weave that into your about section. Okay, so that is part 3. Let's move on to part 4. Now, the fourth section that I want you to optimize is your featured section. This is highly underutilized by most people on LinkedIn. Think of this as your highlight reel. This is going to pre-sell prospects ahead of time by linking to certain assets like testimonials, videos, free lead magnets, maybe posts that you want featured more and getting more visibility on, website links, PDFs, you name it, you can add it to your featured section. Just ask yourself the question of, would this help build trust with prospects? If the answer is yes, then go ahead and add it. The beauty of this is you can also swap it out. So if you have something going on a quarterly basis, if you have an event you're trying to promote, whatever it is, you can go ahead and add that to your featured section. When the event's over, you can remove it. So this is what the featured section looks like right here. So I have a link to our free course and playbook and templates. Then I have my Lumi AI profile builder. Then I have our entire system, LinkedIn Profile Profits, that is is a complete course and system with the profile builder. Then I have a link to Luminetics. I have a Forbes article here that I was mentioned in. And then if you click this, I have more. So you can scroll through and see the rest. That's me speaking, another Forbes article, etc. So those are my featured links. If you go to Kennard's page, his featured links are right here. So he has a webinar, he has a state-by-state tax law guide, he has YouTube videos, and then he has a post that he linked right here as featured with a little infographic. So you guys can put whatever you want there, just make sure that it is adding value and it is something that will build trust and pre-sell your prospects ahead of time. Now, a bonus that is not part of these 7 steps I'm going to tell you today is this services section. Now, this isn't relevant for everyone because if you're in a very unique niche and LinkedIn doesn't automatically come up with your services as keywords, then this won't work. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail on this right now. If you want more detail, you can check out LinkedIn Profile Profits. We go into massive detail on all of this in LinkedIn social selling in general. But I love what Kennard did here. He added his services and he added testimonials here. So if you click through, it's going to go to this services page. This is what I'm talking about. You cannot make these up. LinkedIn already has these prepared. If you type it in, it will auto-populate, but sometimes they have the right keywords for your business, sometimes they don't. Little blurb about what they do. The media section where he added the testimonials. Now on mine, this is my services section right here. So I have a link to a video that's on my homepage and I have linked to the testimonials page. And then I tell people what it is that we do to help them. So your services, if you don't see any of these sections that I'm telling you right now, click add profile section and it will take you there. Step 5 is to optimize your experience section, which is right here. So you need to say what it is you do in your role, any results you've achieved, and also what your company does. So here's mine, per usual, a little long. And here is Kennard's. His is pretty simple. He lists out what he does in his role, but he also has a first sentence of what the company does as well. So make sure that this is filled out. You can also add featured media to your experience section as well. Number 6 is adding call to actions throughout your profile. Tell people what you want them to accomplish. So in mine, I literally have call to actions everywhere. In my experience section right here, send me a message. In my about section, in my services, everywhere. In my headline. So tell people what action you want them to take, whether it's sending you a message, clicking a link, downloading something, tell them what to do. And number 7 is add a custom link. So you can have a custom link if you are on LinkedIn Premium, and it looks like this right here. Mine just says visit my website, but if you click this pencil, you'll see an option to add even more. And if you click this, it literally takes people directly to my Luminetics website. So think of where you want to send people. If you are a seller, you might want to send people to your booking link instead of the website. If you're a founder, entrepreneur, consultant, you might want to send people to a website. You might want to send people to a webinar sign-up page. There's a lot of things you can do here. Just make sure you add this link if you are paying for LinkedIn Premium. And there you have it, 7 profile optimization tips to go from blah to brilliant so you can start actually attracting and not repelling prospects with a terrible profile. Super important. Again, I have a massive hack and shortcut for you guys. If you want to use Lumi, you can check it out. It'll optimize your profile in under 5 minutes. If you want to DIY, grab my free course. I have a free LinkedIn profile checklist in there and a couple of videos that will teach you how to stand out that I didn't cover in today's video. So go and grab that at the link below. And if you want more help, let me know. And every single week, I pick one lucky person in the comments to make an entire video for. So if you want me to review anything, your profile, put it in the comments. Your messaging, your posts, how you're using Sales Nav, any questions at all that you have for me, leave them below and I might pick you and then I will make a video and help you out. So hopefully you enjoyed this and stay tuned for more.